Yes, Dom Robinson, what's happening? You're good, yeah? What are you up to? What's going on?
Hello and welcome to the third and final part of my video series on EICRs. In my previous video you saw me carry out an EICR on my own property where we found a couple of potentially dangerous situations that need to be rectified ASAP. So in this video we're going to find the faults, rectify them, making the property safe for continued use, and then I'm going to show you how I carry out the required paperwork needed for the homeowner or landlord. So the washing machine of death. Now, from experience, I can tell exactly where the fault's going to be, and it's going to be right behind there. This is not scripted. Put that screw over there. This is not scripted. I've not had a look at this fault previously, but I know for a fact that I'm dropping screws all the time. I know for a fact, because I've had this about 5 times before, there's a lot of CPCs just shoved in a connector block behind this plate, and one of them usually goes loose. Don't damage the paintwork. There we go. Come on, lad. I'm quite happy with that. Right, this is going to be quite hard to see, but what the electrician's actually done is not bother to connect it to the CPC at all. So the CPCs are in that connector block there. That cable going down goes to the washing machine, which they put the CPC in for the back box, which then travels to the connection there on the front plate of the grid switch, and then one further one that travels and ends at the grid switch at the top. None of this is actually being connected to the CPC, which goes back to the fuse board. So they've made a mistake there, thinking that the back box is earthed and the front plates will be earthed, which then goes to the washing machine when it's screwed up. But actually there's no CPC continuity going to it at all, because they haven't put a CPC fly lead going from the actual CPCs of the circuit to the back box. We're untwisting all the earths, bow, bow, bow. The time is now. Okay, so I've untwisted all the earths and they're now ready for a proper good connection. So the absolute best way to do this, in my opinion, when you've got a load of CPCs that need connecting into one block, is Fargo's. It's not the prettiest when you've got a load of connectors in the back of a box, but as it's going to be concealed, I would rather have perfect CPC continuity rather than all looking neat in a connector block. One of them snaps and I get a shock off my washing machine. Okay, all CPCs connected properly, fly lead to the back box, which then further earths the grid plate, which then further earths the washing machine. So let's test it now to make sure it's definitely safe and nicely earthed. There we go, no more dangerous washing machine. Here I am just doing a check on socket outlets until I'm able to find the loose connection. Unfortunately my microphone died without me realising. I was talking about how the socket screw caps are a bit of a pain to release and how I carry spares. You can usually pick up a bag of spares for around £5 and they're always worth having in your toolbox. Well, there you have it. As far as the EICR remedial goes, that was a pretty easy one. Now all that's left is the paperwork. First thing to do is to fill out the necessary certification on works carried out. Here, we only needed to fill out one minor work certificate. It's important to do this to show any results of circuit alteration, as here we have improved the ring continuity results and also proof that the work has been carried out. The final thing to do is to issue a covering letter to the person ordering the works. This only needs to be some basic text on the lines of what I have written here. To whom it may concern, in relation to the electrical installation condition report numbered EICR 00043, which stated that the electrical installation of 20 Gunchester Way, Godmanchester, Huntingdon was of an unsatisfactory state, I, Don Robinson of D.L.R. Electrical, confirm that the necessary works to rectify the potentially dangerous issues have now been carried out. The minor electrical installation work certificate covering these works is numbered MIN00361. I would now state that the electrical installation at 20 Gumchester Way is now of a satisfactory state for continued use and inspected and tested again no later than the date stated in the EICR 00043 document. Yours faithfully, Don Robinson of D.L.R. Electrical. Okay, so that concludes my series on EICRs and the remedial works. What I was going to do was go through the original electrician's paperwork and compare them to mine. What I've decided to do instead is talk about my top 5 tips when carrying out EICRs. I feel that you'll benefit more from that than what you would do if I talked about the previous electrician's paperwork, because all I can say about this place is that the electrician didn't carry out the testing procedures correctly. So please stay tuned for my top 5 tips for carrying out EICRs.